We have losses across the board on the futures this morning as we are almost 2 hours away from the opening bell. Markets trading until 1 p.m. Eastern time this afternoon. Dow futures are down 117 points. The price of crude oil slipping this morning. Oil now at its lowest level since late 2017 on an abundance of supply. President Trump talking about how important America's relationship with Saudi Arabia is regarding the price of oil. This on Tuesday.
Right now, we have oil prices in great shape. I'm not going to destroy the world economy, and I'm not going to destroy the economy for our country by being foolish with Saudi Arabia.
Joining me now, chief oil analyst, one of my favorite people on the planet, OPIS, Tom Kloza. Tom, your thoughts, because you predicted this wild volatility this time of year. Where do we go from here?
Well, I think we go immediately lower. And I think we might even be dangerously lower. You mentioned the price of crude, and I think it's about $52 for WTI today. But if you're in Canada, it's about $12 a barrel. If you're in the Permian Basin, which is where all the new crude is coming in the United States, it's about $45. So you got to be careful. I mean, if you really put the hammer to producers and squeeze a lot more oil out of the planet, you can push it down below the price where, let's say, it has a net positive effect with the country. I think the December 6th OPEC meeting is going to result in a cut, and prices are going to be fortified by then, but I could be wrong.
Does President Trump deserve some of the credit for pushing oil prices down and pushing gasoline prices down as we head into the holiday season by essentially getting Saudi Arabia and even Russia to make sure supplies were plentiful?
Well, yeah, you know, you could make it credit. You could say it's blame. I certainly do believe that he's tried to sort of maneuver a joystick to manipulate oil prices lower before the election and immediately thereafter. And perhaps at some point he's going to get a lot of pressure to fortify the numbers, or else this whole notion of U.S. energy dominance could fall apart like it did in 2016. So I think it's overstated. I think mostly what's happened is every country that usually has problems, like Libya, Nigeria, Venezuela, and Iraq, they're all operating about as well as they could hope for. So I think that world demand is probably going to pick up and
quickly
will tighten.
You mentioned a lot of countries. What about Saudi Arabia, since President Trump has tweeted about Saudi Arabia and how they kept the spigots on, and that's helping depress oil prices?
I think the Saudis are going to cut. I think they're going to have to cut because they are the swing producer, and, you know, we'll probably need a cut of $1 million.
What about the Khashoggi case, then? How does that impact oil pricing?
You know, I think it's high drama, and it's kind of a sideline opera there, but I don't think it's going to have much impact on whether or not the Saudis cut. I think they need to cut. They have a budget number of $90. Not that anybody holds to budgets, but I think they're going to cut production. I think probably the notion that the U.S. and the Saudis are just, you know, bosom buddies right now is probably a bit off.
Hey, Tom, one thing, you know, the Iranian sanctions were on the way up. People were worried about that, and that was going to cut supply. Now we're seeing the Iranian oil leak through, so to speak. Could part of fortifying the prices you put be tightening some of these sanctions? Do you think that's something we're going to hear about along with the OPEC cuts?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were looking for sanctions on these countries to where it would be very difficult for them to pull oil. What happened instead, where you got these waivers to where the sanctions on the 8 countries amounted to a very stern talking to. So I suspect that they'll put the squeeze on and they'll make it more difficult for Iran to export oil. And we're starting to see that, too. We are starting to see them export a little bit less.
Tom, great to see you, as always, my friend. Tom Kloza. All right,
thanks.
Before you go, gasoline Christmas Day, the retail average, U.S., what do you think?
I think about $2.50. I think we go below that nationally, and then we get to that, and I think there'll be about a dozen states, including some of those fine southern states that you come from, that'll have less than $2 if you're prone to looking for it.
Do you feel bad that my Redskins lost yesterday?
I feel bad that the Dallas Cowboys won. That makes every Friday a Black Friday, in my opinion.
My hat is off to you, dear sir. That's why I asked you that question.
Yes.
By the way, Tom's a Giants fan, so my feelings are with you, Tom Kloza. Good to see you. We'll see you soon.
Good
Thank
to
you
see
so
you
much.
too. Thanks.